Hi.
Hi.
What are we going to talk about?
Dreams.
Do you want to talk about dreams?
Let's talk about Hallelujah dreams. I don't
Dude,
get
so
that.
I woke up after that dream, and I did, unbeknownst to me, and I might have woke Ella up, but I didn't know at the time. So I woke up all freaked out, because I was screaming, and Elena said, "Shut the fuck up," or whatever, because I was like, "No!" And when I woke up,
Hallelujah.
I was just like all freaked out, right? And then I started hearing shit down the hall, and then I thought, "Oh my god, it's that demon! The demon's here!" But it was actually Ella like waking up because she started crying after that. But I was so fucking scared.
That's actually that adds more scariness to it that happened. Just all you already wake up and you still hear more screaming. All what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I was fucking
That's
scared.
scary.
I couldn't get back to sleep at all.
This isn't really a dream, but I remember, god damn, a long time ago when me and Stephanie first started dating, and we were in a studio apartment, small as shit, at Sunrise Village, and we had one of those big ass clocks that like take up like half the wall, and we were like dead asleep, and we thought somebody was kicking the door in, but the clock had fallen off the wall. The TV, loud as shit, and I woke up like in a karate stance. And like jumped on her. It was like joke because she was screaming her ass off. And I was
So
holding out, oh, everything's cool, everything's cool. And then like we turned the lights on. Oh, it's just the clock fell. That's all it was. Because we thought somebody was kicking the fucking door, and it was so fucking scary.
Chill that fucking bitch out.
Tell that bitch to chill the fuck out.
Um, One time when we were in the apartment at Silverado, we woke up to like Claire, 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 and Elena was all crazy. I was like, dude, don't go out there, because we were at that apartment. I was like, don't go out there. And so she was all crazy. So she went and opened the door. You know how there was that fence right there that we used to hop?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
To go to
So
Garduno's.
yeah, yeah. There was that wooden fence right there, and these natives were on the other side, holding the top and just kicking the fucking fence. I don't know why. They were just fucking drunk, right?
Being
So
natives.
when she opened the door, it was pretty like evident that that's what was going on. So she started yelling at him in like this tough voice, and she was all, "Hey, you guys, stop it!" or some shit. And then you could hear him, and they were all, "Dude, let's get the fuck out of here!" And they took
Fuck
off.
that. Sorry, natives, but you have a weird culture.
You call the police?
who who else would be doing that except drunk fucking natives?
So I
Ah, let's
guess,
fucking kick this fence. Ah,
yeah, we're
shit.
just drunk. Let's kick the fence.
Dad, you know what?
What?
Can you make? Here.
You got your sandwich. Go get it.
Oh, Dad, can you make a skateboard with? Oh, I know what. With Popo, can you make a skateboard with Popo?
A skate beard?
No, a skateboard.
Oh, yeah. Get out of
Is
here.
it the raspberry?
Yeah, go on. Why don't you skateboard your ass out of here?
So I guess she called the cops, and the cops said, "How do you know they were native?" And she said, "I can tell.
I just know. You can just tell they're hooked. Dude, speaking of that, I didn't know you could get a police scanner app on your phone.
Yeah, fucking A. I listen to it at
Yeah.
work all the time.
Yeah, I was listening to like just all like there's a Twisters right on the street, and they were all we have reports of a nude man in Twisters on Wanted. I'm all, dude, that's right down the street. I want to go down there. This fucking naked guy running around.
Dude, so last night we were laying in bed. It was like what, like 11, like 10:45, 11.
That car?
Yeah.
No, it was 10. It was like right at 10.
We heard this, like those C-130s fly over, and it
Yeah.
kind of shakes the house. But this was different, and it was fucking loud. She was all freaked out, and I was just like, whatever. Well, then my neighbor texted me, LJ, and he said, "Dude, did you hear that? A car just went flying down the street, and 2 cops were in pursuit."
Nice.
And I joined. I don't know if I told you I joined that thing. It's like Facebook for a neighborhood. It's called Next Door.
No.
Next Door is like a Facebook for your neighborhood. And this guy started posting shit on there saying that a car crashed in front of his house over by that gas station where I buy beer on Wyoming.
Oh yeah.
And he got out and ran, and the cops were releasing the dogs and all kinds of shit. And this morning, there was a story on KOB about this 50-year-old guy who fucking stole a car, and that was him. And he had wrecked into something, and one of the tires had popped, and that's how the cops found him, as they followed the like gouge marks. That's how they caught up to him, and he crashed, and they sicked the dogs on him and shit.
This city's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, it happened like 3 weeks ago. I fucking heard like, you know, you can hear a car wreck. You're like, that's a car wreck. I could tell.
Yeah.
And I heard the initial wreck, and all I heard was like, "Aah!" And I look outside, and he's coming down Mountain View. He hit whoever it was in a Tacoma, hit a parked car, and the tire got like bent sideways, and he was just gassing it, but the tire was bent sideways, and he came, "Wah!" And like went up into my neighbor's yard, and then off the curb, and then hit the light pole, knocked it down, and went down the street. And then dude, there was cops just fucking all over, just trying to find him, like on every street. It was fucking nuts, dude. I was like, I wanted to yell. I'm like, dude, he's right. He went that way and made a left.
Did you see him?
Oh yeah, I saw that fucker.
What was his racial denomination?
He was like a white teenager, and you could tell there was like a party at the street because there was like a fucking million little white kids running around, not knowing where to go. They were just like running, just all, I don't know where to go. They were kind of running up and down the street right here. It was fucking great.
Do you remember running from the cops? It was like a every weekend thing.
Yeah, I remember a lot of that.
For some reason, I always ended up running up a hill. Like, up the woods, you know, like fucking trying to run up a hill. It was always from Daniela's house. The cops would always come there, and I'd always have to run up the hill. It was shitty.
Yeah, I remember me and Jeremy ran from the cops once at, God damn, what was his name? Randy something.
Oh, didn't he
Randy,
live with
like,
Colt?
Yeah.
Randy, I know who you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, up there by like Great Wall of China, but behind that. And me and Jeremy ran from the cops. We ran just into the woods, just running. And we like dug down those cops, like probably about 100 yards up there. And Jeremy's like, hey. And he was pouring Coke out on the log. And he's like, come on, let's do a line. And we were sitting there doing lines, just watching the cops run around.
Dude, fucking Jeremy was crazy like that.
Well, he still does that shit, still.
Did you go to that summer school, or not summer school, Saturday school, where it was me, him? I don't remember if you were there, but this kid, he was a freshman, I think, and we were seniors or juniors. This little blonde freshman showed up with this bottle of gin. And we were like, hey, cool. And it was like Gordon's gin.
Yeah.
8 in the morning, we started drinking that shit. And then me and Jeremy got in trouble. It was Clausen, I think. Me and Jeremy got in trouble. And he put Jeremy outside the one door.
In the hall.
Yeah, and then Jeremy had his pipe. And
yeah.
He was taking a hit, and he was throwing it down the hall to me. And then I would take a hit and chuck it back to him.
Yeah, it was all
retard, dude.
Well, because the night before that, dude, we just talked about this the other night. The night before that, or the day before that, was that time when Corey Brown and Josh Cooper got in that crazy fight. Because me and Jeremy and Corey all took a bunch of acid that night, knowing we had to go to that Saturday school. And me and Corey were still like frying balls that next night or that next day.
We were
like in that.
What's that? You know why we were there? Because we got caught ditching. Remember when we came back all stoned and Mr. Hoopengarner was there? We all got called into what's his name's office, and he said, "What's your excuse?" And we all just said, "Nothing, man."
Fucking bored.
And he's like, "All right, well, you guys got Saturday school." I remember that because we all got busted ditching when we walked back in. Because we ditched Ames's class, and Mr. Hoopengarner was the aide there. Remember the 70s guy?
Now I remember, yes.
And right when I walked in, I walked up the fucking stairs, like all of us kind of scattered because he was standing right there at the top of the stairs, and he caught me. And he was like, "Where were you?" And I was all, "Huh?" And he's like, "Huh?" And then we all got fucking called in the office that period.
Oh, wow, man. God damn, high school was fucking crazy.
Guys carrying their books and they come behind and pull them.
Yeah. That's what made me laugh when I went to college and everybody's like, dude, you want to go to a party? I'm like, fuck yeah. And I go to the party and I'm all, this is a college party? Dude, the high school parties were way better than this. This party sucks.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting around drinking, music playing all quiet. Dude, I was doing coke off of titties and taking drugs. Here's a child. Hello, child.
The coolest thing was that time we went to that party at Ted's. Remember when we showed up and everybody started screaming and we just started screaming?
Hey!
That was awesome, dude. That was like the coolest entrance ever.
I call that the night of the lost girl.
The broken leg girl.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
over there.
We'll go play it over there.
All right.
What? What?
Mama.
Go tell your mama.
So how do you find that game?
That sounded like a diss. Why don't you go tell your mama? Oh, burn.
I'm tired.
That means you
Fuck.
get points.
That's something to say.
Hallelujah.
Dude, one time I fried. There was this chick that lived up the street that wasn't real popular, but I ended up hooking up with her. Her name was Ginny.
What?
And she was one of those like skater gothy chicks. I would hang out with her. Like she wanted me to huff paint with her and shit. Anyway, one time like I had some acid and me and her took the acid and we fried the whole night, like just me and her. And then the next morning I had to go to school, and so I showed up to school. I don't know. It was weird, dude. It was all foggy too. It was a really weird experience.
Acid days / mornings are so fucking weird, man. I don't think people even do acid anymore. I don't know if that's like a thing anymore. But acid's fucking nuts.
I think it was junior prom. We fried at junior prom.
Nice.
And I remember walking it because Jeremy was with that chick Lindsay, the cheerleader chick with the big boobs.
Oh, Lindsay Knowlton-Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were all meeting up at her house, and I walked in, and he had this fucking Sunny D, and because we had like all taken acid like an hour and a half before, and so I walked in, and he had this Sunny D, and he's like, "Look what Lindsay's mom, her dad gave me, dude. It's so cool."
God.
Like vitamin C thing made it better or whatever.
Yeah. Puke, it's like 10 times better.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's true, the vitamin C thing.
I don't know. It probably is, but I don't know. Acid's a powerful fucking drug, so who fucking knows? Thought cigarettes made it better.
Yeah, remember we were talking about that the other night, and I was trying to think how many times I'd taken it. I think I'm under 10.
I think the last count I was at 13. Well, not last count. The last count was 13.
And I think most of the times were with you.
Probably, yeah.
I remember one time we took it at your house, and you remember the stairs?
Yeah.
There's a big window, like in the middle of the stairs there.
Yeah, like the stairs go down, window, and go down again.
Yeah, and that window, the moonlight was shining in all sick on the floor right there in front of the stairs, and we couldn't walk over it because we thought it was like a giant hole. And we were like standing at the edge of this fucking moonlight in the window, you know, like looking on the floor. And we we're like, "Oh, dude, how are we gonna get around this?"
My mom, I stayed there for all. What the fuck are they talking about? I remember the first time I took acid, I didn't know anything about acid. I've heard about it. But we were at a party at Scott Stevens. His parents bought him a trailer, and he was just 16 years old living in a trailer by himself. And we went to go get more beer because Scott looked old enough to buy beer, so we went to go get more beer. And this dude who used to go to middle school with us, I can't remember his name, was like, "Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going?" We're like talking. He goes, "Here, put this in your mouth." And I just was like, "Okay." Got back in the car and we just went back to the party. And then like an hour later, like I had to go take a piss, and there was like a shadow on this tree, and it was like moving and shit. And like I said, I didn't know anything about acid, and I started freaking out, like, what the fuck is going on? And then when we went back into the party, they had all the lights off, and they had like strobe lights and shit going. And dude, needless to say, it was a long fucking night, dude. Holy shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's right there. Dude, remember when I was living in Netherwood with Jason?
Yeah.
I lived next to this drug dealer. I think his name was Matt. In fact, I think it was Matt Morgenstern, dude.
It was Matt Morgenstern.
Yes, it was. It was. Yeah.
I know it was. Yeah.
So they had this liquid acid. And because I lived like 2 doors down, he was like, "Hey, do you want to take a hit or two and try it?" And I was like, "Sure, dude." So he dropped, like, dude, he went to drop like 2 drops, but he dropped like fucking 5 on my tongue. Yeah. And we had a party at my apartment that night. And I was sitting in the chair like this, looking at the ceiling, and we were listening to Pantera all loud. And like I could see like things coming out of the ceiling, like screaming at me or whatever. I think this was like a year after high school. So Mandy Llewellyn walks in, right? And I'm like this. You know, like, and I look at her and she's like, "Hey, Pudge, bet you didn't expect to see me." Yeah. And I was like,
"Get away from me."
I was all, "I see a lot of people I don't expect to see." She got all hurt.
Just walks out.